So what is good, YouTube? We are back, man. Yo, it feels so good to actually say that. If you guys know, your boy has been deep in the trenches. And by the trenches, I mean in Texas, where it is currently freezing. And I legitimately just got power back. It's been a rough few days and I've been missing so many uploads, but I really wanted to put out this video actually a few days ago. And you know, shouts out to Bezos, who was inspired by actually his video, and I noticed King of the Fourth Quarter made a video like this last year. Shouts out to them. Both of their links will be down in the description below. Check out both of those guys. But I really wanted to talk about some basketball. I really did want to go over one thing I like about every single team in the NBA. I'm really gonna try to be as brief as possible and try not to ramble. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you go ahead and drop a like on it. Let's aim for 150 likes. Go ahead and subscribe and check out my last video where we talked about how bad the Timberwolves are as a franchise. But you know, let's get straight into this thing, man. We're starting off with the Boston Celtics. With Boston, this is easy. They haven't been the best this season. They've had some struggles, but I like two players on this team. If you guys do not know, man, I've been rocking with Jaylen Brown for so long. Even whenever people thought that he was a bust, you guys can go through all of my tweets, all of my videos. Jaylen Brown, he's that guy. He has the potential every single day. I go back and forth between him and Tatum. I think they are the best young duo in the entire NBA, and I don't think it's really close. Before last season, I thought Jaylen Brown had star potential, and I thought Tatum had superstar potential. At this point, I think both of them are superstars in the making. Maybe not right now, but they are both superstars in the making. They have that potential. I saw Jaylen Brown go work out with T-Mac like 2 seasons ago, and he just came back and he was a monster. Obviously, we know how good Tatum is. Tatum, he's missed some games with, you know, the virus, but overall, I think that duo is really scary, and they're big. Yo, Tristan Thompson has been really solid. I think overall, this team has so much potential, but the biggest thing that I like about them, their young duo. That duo to me is scary. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. It's something that doesn't really need to actually be talked about. We know how good the Nets are. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I saw their game last night. My gosh, bro. I'm such a big James Harden fan. Like, you guys do not know, like, I know people say defense. Defense is amazing, but better offense will always beat good defense. And if this team can outscore you, they're gonna always win. And I think that's what makes this team so damn deadly. Like James Harden, respect to James Harden, arguably being one of the top 3 scorers of all time. And for him to take a step back and say, yo, Kyrie, you just sit over there and just shoot the ball and score the ball, even if it's more than me, and I'm gonna play make to where he's leading the NBA in assists. To me, it's something that needs to be looked at. Like, James Harden needs to be applauded, and I really hope that whenever we look back in history and they see that KD and Kyrie were leading this team in scoring, that they don't try to take or like belittle what James Harden is doing. James Harden is still a top 6 player in the entire league. I don't care how many points per game he's scoring. He's putting up like 25 with 12 assists. Bruh, that is actually insane. And the Nets as a whole, Kyrie Irving looks good. Kevin Durant, Joe Harris. Yo, Joe Harris got a burner on him, man. Like, this man has actually been going off. So definitely for Brooklyn, title contenders. I hope they get a championship. And this big 3, it's a new way at going at it. But hey, maybe offense alone is good enough to win championships. We are definitely gonna find out. And next up, we have the New York Knicks. What can I say about the Knicks? Is Julius Randle an all-star? Julius Randle is having a career year. And I used to watch a lot of the Lakers games whenever Kobe was on that team with D'Angelo Russell, with Jordan Clarkson. I think he's always had this potential. He just needed somebody who's gonna unlock it. And shouts out to Tom Thibodeau, man. Everywhere he goes, you might say that he might run his players into the ground, but this team, I can name so much more than one thing I like about it. RJ Barrett, Quickly's been going crazy. Yo, shouts out to Emmanuel Quickly. He's been doing this thing, and they picked up Derrick Rose as well. The Knicks are about to make the playoffs, man. This has been the best Knicks basketball that I have seen since Melo was there. Like, this is really great. And York finally has a good team, so where maybe they can actually land big name free agents. So, yo, shouts out to New York. They look great. Next up, we got Philly. Now, obviously, people are saying, yo, 1 word, actually 2 words, Joel Embiid, MVP. Philly has the best record in the Eastern Conference. Joel Embiid has been playing at a MVP level. Ben Simmons, my only question about this team, yo, Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons goes crazy whenever Joel is not there. He had 40 points against Utah, and I think that's when we're gonna really see Ben Simmons. For me, the best thing I like about this team is definitely Joel Embiid. This is the best he's looked in his entire career. Shouts out to Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Doc Rivers for really turning this team around. And Daryl Morey, man, yo, shouts out to Daryl Morey, the man putting the entire thing together. So far, this team's having a really good season. Next up on this list is the Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby and Chris Boucher have been going crazy. Yo, Freddie VanVleet, he started off the year very slow, but I think that as of lately, this team has been playing really well. And the number one thing I like about this team is I just think this team is well coached. This team is always going to be relatively competitive, that they have a really good culture in place. Like, I can't remember the last time that Toronto was a bad team, and they're still not a bad team. Even whenever DeMar was there, that team was always competitive. So for them, those are the things that I actually like about that team. Next up, we have the Chicago Bulls, Patrick Williams. I gotta say, man, of course, Zach LaVine has been going crazy, but Patrick Williams, man, he has so much upside. And obviously, Zach LaVine is playing at a very high level. I've not watched too many Bulls games, but those are the main things I like about this team. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. These guys have just gotten better and better every single year, and I think that Colin Sexton should really be considered for being most improved player. He's came such a long way. I remember like those old Cavs vets was hating so much. The one other thing I gotta say about Cleveland, please free Kevin Love. The Detroit Pistons, Jeremy Grant, yo, this man is hooping like he could potentially be an all-star. Look, if I had to vote right now, he would probably be my most improved player. My goodness, he's literally gotten better at almost everything. He was always a really good defender, especially on the Nuggets, which is why people were so shocked whenever he left a contending team to actually go to Detroit. Well, he went there and he hooped. So I really look forward to seeing how this team does whenever Killian Hayes gets back. I really want to see what this team can actually develop into. The Indiana Pacers, man, Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon has been solid this season. Him and Miles Turner are the two things on this team that I really enjoy watching. The Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis. I mean, what else can we really say? The Giannis is Giannis. Of course, they need improvements, but this video, we are staying positive. So shouts out to Giannis. He's hooping no matter what. Milwaukee's probably going to always finish off as a top seed. The Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young. Obviously, I think Trae Young has so much potential. This team as a whole, between him and DeAndre Hunter. Obviously, I don't know how long John Collins is going to be on this team. However, I really like them having Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter as a building block. The Charlotte Hornets. Lamelo. Hey man, their coach gotta stop playing around. We know who the star of this team is. It's Lamelo Ball. This team is actually incredible. Airbnb. Him and Miles Bridges. If I was them at this point, Miles Bridges and Melo are just untouchable because they have such a good connection there, and they've actually made watching Hornets games fun, which before this season, even whenever Kemba was there, I was not trying to watch no Hornets game. My eyes are glued to the screen every single time they are playing, and Gordon Hayward is not a bad contract right now. This team is very good with Hayward, with Melo, with Scary Terry's back, with Bridges, with Bismack. Like, this team is actually playing very solid, and you guys need to keep starting him. Don't pull him. Let him make small mistakes because already he is the face of this franchise. It's without a doubt. The Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are really weird because they've been dealing with a lot of injuries on their team, and we really don't know what they're gonna be like. But the one thing that I like on this team, of course, I'm taking the cop out. I just like Miami's culture. I'm sorry, but that's all that I can really think about right now. Next up is the Orlando Magic. Yo, it's time for us to put some respect on Vucevic, man. He's leading the NBA percentage from top of the key three-point shooting as a big man. I think Vucevic has been so underrated because nobody really cares about him, but yo, he's so talented. And look, if there was one thing I can say about him and the Magic is that every single year they are at least a playoff team. Vucevic plays winning basketball, and if there's one thing I had to say I liked about this team, it's Vucevic, and it's not even close. The Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal. That's it. It's only Bradley Beal. Hey yo, free that man. Free that man. The Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic has been hooping. I want to see bubble Jamal Murray, man. You know, the same guy the Nuggets said was untouchable in James Harden talks. That guy. Jokic has been hooping. Jokic is an MVP candidate. Unfortunately, this team's record is not really reminiscent of that, but I think Jokic is playing his butt off. Build around him. Next up is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I know Timberwolves fans hate me right now, but don't worry, guys. I used to be one of y'all. The cop out here would just be saying Cat and moving on. Cat has been injured majority of this season, and when they have like 7 wins, the thing I like most about this team, man, Anthony Edwards. There's no denying it that Anthony Edwards has gotten better every single game. He's gonna be really, really good. I like him. And Malik Beasley has been going crazy as well. So those are the 2 pieces of this team that I really enjoy watching. Next up, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, and how could I not give this to my boy Shai? Shai's having a career season. Of course, OKC is tanking, but Shai's getting buckets regardless, and he's one of my favorite young players to watch in the entire league. The Portland Trailblazers, Dame Dollar. We don't need to even explain all that much, man. Dame is Dame. Dame is a hooper. And we've been seeing some old Melo as well, man. I like that too. The Utah Jazz are the #1 team in the Western Conference, and it's for a reason. Rudy Gobert is possibly gonna be Defensive Player of the Year, and Donovan Mitchell has been doing this for years. He gets numbers, he puts up numbers, y'all, and he plays winning basketball. I like Jordan Clarkson mainly because, remember, y'all, I used to watch those old Lakers teams a lot, and it's so good to see this man getting credit he deserves, man. Jordan Clarkson is a bucket, and I'm so happy that he's doing this on a good team. The Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. Steph is showing up. Steph is finally seeing what James Harden and Braun and Russ and all them dudes had to do, man. It ain't fun, but he's handling it very, very well. So Steph is the one thing about Golden State that I really, really like. Obviously, they got Wiggins playing a lot better. Draymond is doing what Draymond does. This team overall, man, the biggest thing is Stephen Curry. My goodness. The Los Angeles Clippers. PG said he was gonna be getting his old trainer, and before he got injured, PG was in old PG form, man. I don't care what y'all say. It's only the regular season and this and that. Yo, Paul George, man, criminally underrated. My goodness. He is criminally underrated, and that's because NBA Twitter and most media platforms don't like him. Well, Paul George is a hooper, and Kawhi Leonard, shouts out to Tyronn Lue. Got PG playing better. He got Kawhi playing better. He got the team playing better. So shouts out to him. The Los Angeles Lakers, it's LeBron. I'm not gonna explain this, and he's still in peak form, and he's like 36 years old. The Phoenix Suns, still shouts out to Chris Paul. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, his team is competitive. Those Pelicans teams were not the most competitive, but kind of lifting them above water. He goes to the Clippers. That team becomes competitive. He comes to the Rockets. We have one of our best seasons as well. We literally send this man to the gulag in Oklahoma City. Playoffs. The Phoenix Suns are playing their best basketball. Yes, they did just blow a 24-point lead to only James Harden and some role players literally last night. Nonetheless, man, Chris Paul, that's the biggest thing about this team. And Monty Williams, I'm gonna give that man his credits. The Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, free him as well, man. De'Aaron Fox don't get the respect that he should be getting for the kind of player he is. De'Aaron Fox is a hooper, bro. He's so much better than a lot of these overhyped young players in the league. He's just not in a big market, and he's not super duper. Well, he is kind of flashy, but he's not on a big market team, and he don't be saying crazy stuff either. He's just a hooper who just speaks regular. Like, De'Aaron has been hooping, and I was so wrong about Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, I was one of those guys concerned about the jump shot. I'm here to admit it, but yo, Hallie and Fox have been going crazy. So those 2 pieces, I like them a lot. The Dallas Mavericks. Luka's the best thing about this team. He's putting up big numbers. This team has been struggling a lot, but Luka is still doing his thing. And hopefully Kristaps can stay healthy and this team can get on track. But Luka Doncic for sure. The Houston Rockets. I guess the 2 pieces I like on this team. I obviously like Christian Wood, but he got injured. And I like Tate. All I gotta say is you guys need to go watch Tate. On the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant is a hooper, and I think he's the biggest piece about their team. Just build around Ja. Jaren Jackson has had a few issues, and so has the team in general. But I believe that this team still, like, as long as they have Ja and Jaren, I think that this team has so much potential. And this is another team with a really good culture. I've never remembered having a long standing of just being bad. Like, they're always a decent team majority of the time. The New Orleans Pelicans, Zion. If Zion stays healthy, no one can stop this man. He's shooting like 61% from the field. I saw this graphic on TNT, yo. Shaq was not even on this list, and he was shocked. It was like Zion Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem or something. Only guys who put up like 24 points on 61% shooting in like a total season or something. It's ridiculous. But Zion has been going crazy. As far as how Stan Van Gundy has been playing Lonzo, I don't really like that. But yo, Zion is the biggest piece of this team that I really enjoy watching. If Zion can just stay in shape, get in better shape, and stay healthy, the league is his. And lastly, we have the San Antonio Spurs. You guys, of course, know I have a full-on series on them. And for this team, Keldon Johnson is a bright spot. And matter of fact, Keldon Johnson and DeJounte Murray. This team should rebuild, but at least they have some solid pieces there. But they need to add some fresh new faces to it. You know what I mean? DeJounte Murray is super underrated. Keldon Johnson is really coming into his own. There's a reason why so many people had him going earlier in last year's draft. But other than that, guys, that is one thing or more that I like about every single team in the NBA. This video is completely unscripted and it's mad long. I'm like at 30 minutes on the recording. We have to shave this thing down. Regardless, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like it up, go ahead and subscribe. Give me some video suggestions and make sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Other than that, I'll see y'all in the next one, and let me know y'all's favorite team on this list. And I'm out, guys. Peace.